Ian Rush there, number 9, has scored in this fixture for the last 2 years, so he's on an unusual type of hat-trick. And on his far side is Michael Robinson. And away we go, with Villa in their normal claret and blue. Rush already through the middle, and Gary Williams fell, or threatened to fall, the first sign that the pitch would be so difficult for players running back towards their own goal. Souness into Rush. Here's With. And Shaw, whose sense of balance could be important on this surface. Good tackle by Souness. He's got 4 players up with him for Liverpool. Sammy Lee, Craig Johnston. Mortimer was the covering player. That's Evans. This is Gibson. Referee is going to have to make quite sure that when accidents happen, players don't get overexcited, because there'll be plenty of spills, I would think, on this surface. Such a famous ground, this, and we've talked about Liverpool's good record here. I ought to say on behalf of the Villa fans that there was a time back in 1976 when Liverpool were actually 5-1 down at half-time in a league game here. Actually, the score stayed that way until the end. Right out looking for With. And Shaw against Neil. He's licked him. Kirby's is in the middle. The others are trying to get there. It's Shaw. And Liverpool had so many men back. It just goes to show how good their teamwork is. Gary Shaw burst past Phil Neal, but there were 4 other yellow shirts waiting to defend. Evans. Lawrenson tangles with With, who tries to set the play up for Villa. Here's McMahon.
Well, we saw Steve McMahon score before the match, and he very nearly repeated it there. That one was sliced. The one you saw beforehand, he hooked into the top corner, but that one was a good attempt in the circumstances, but not good enough to beat Grobbelaar.
Gibson with the header. Here's Shaw. Gibson is an important attacking factor for Aston Villa, back after an injury spell. It's a cross which didn't do him justice, but while he was out of the side, Colin Gibson, they lost quite a lot of their attacking strength down the left-hand side, especially now that Tony Morley has departed. Gibson started life as a winger and can still fill that role. Grobbelaar suitably dressed for the occasion. Robinson, and that was Rush tangling with Mortimer, and then with Bremner, and the referee spotting that Craig Johnston followed through on Dennis Mortimer. His foot was high. Was Hansen to Johnston. Williams. Curvishly. Came off Kennedy to With. Held a bit by Souness. Free kick. Played in quickly to Rideout by McMahon. And Rideout will get a corner. Grobbelaar presumably got a touch. Look how Liverpool was sleeping there on the free kick. It was played in very quickly by McMahon to Rideout. The defenders were still, some of them turned the other way. Grobbelaar saved it. Corner to Aston Villa. often you see Liverpool caught out like that. Rideout had bags of room. Good quick thinking, though, by Steve McMahon. Here's Kerbishley. And again, Villa have got players going through the centre. Touched on for Mortimer from Rideout, and Mortimer has put Aston Villa into the lead. A typical run by him, but how well set up by number 11, Paul Rideout, with the Liverpool defence square. It's the old story. If you can get your midfield player through from deep, you've got a chance. Rideout turned it on. Mortimer was the player running, number 6, and as Grobbelaar came out, he put Aston Villa into the lead. Jimmy Hill.
Well, Liverpool looked anything but champions in the way they faced up to that free kick just before. It really was most untypical, and they paid for it immediately afterwards with that fine ball from Kerbishley, touched on by Rideout. And that was enough for Dennis Mortimer to give them a lead, maybe that they didn't expect, but they're going to enjoy it now.
So the goal coming just after a quarter of an hour's play. And Dennis Mortimer, who's scored so many goals from that sort of run. He's got one, I remember, against Liverpool here a few years back. Again, showing his trademark, timing his run well. And a possibility here for Ian Rush. Oh! And his touch lets him down, but can he get it back inside? It's still Rush. Tried to find Robinson. One of the coolest finishers in the business. Found there, but his touch just deserted him. He was clean through. Kerbishley. And there's one for Rideout to chase with Lawrenson. Neil. Well, the fans didn't agree with that decision either, but Liverpool have possession. Sammy Lee. Souness well forward. Johnston waiting for Neil. Here's Lee. Good try by Sammy Lee and turned over by Nigel Spink. It was a good effort. Sammy Lee catching that just nicely, and Spink saw it all the way. Just over 25 minutes gone. Liverpool a goal down, have the corner. Nicol with the flick, and McMahon with time to look up, trying to find Gary Shaw. In case you've joined us in the last few minutes, Dennis Mortimer's goal put Aston Villa ahead in the 16th minute. We've just seen Ian Rush miss a very good opportunity for Liverpool. Those are the highlights so far of this important First Division match. Johnston on. Kennedy to Rush. Defenders slipping. Ian Rush will be wondering just what happened there. He was on, it seemed, for his 25th goal of the season, but I wonder if the conditions had something to do with it. I think he may have slipped at the vital moment. Here with a view on that very subject is Jimmy Hill.
I think he did keep cool there, John, but I think that the ground beat him in the end. He balanced, stood up, and then just at the moment when he tried to go past the player, it slipped over. We should have a look at that game later on. It was an interesting incident which shows the way in which I think Liverpool are going to score with his speed. They've not showed a lot of imagination and craft. That little spell there was the best so far, but before that they seem to be contented just to hump it up and hope that the pressure will bring about a goal. But they do miss Kenny Dalglish when it comes to deceiving opponents, that kind of quick mind that he has to bring about an opportunity that just doesn't arise from nowhere.
Gibson to Shaw. It was Johnston's pass that was the more telling to Souness. He couldn't find the strikers. Johnston's in there again. So was Nicol. This is Kennedy. Sammy Lee's pulled away to the far side. Souness shot and well held by Spink. Souness from midfield, and Alan Kennedy was running in for a possible rebound, which on this surface is always possible. Goalkeepers hoping to gather it as Spink did there first time, but just in case, Kennedy was running in. It was Nickel, and now Bremner. McMahon, and that's the ball again, offside against Rideout. That's the ball Villa are trying to use to defeat that line of Liverpool defenders. It's worked well for them once already, twice if you include the early effort by Rideout. And McMahon and Rideout hoping to work the same ploy again there. The flag from the linesman intervening. Robinson's gone down again. Souness, Rush lurking. It was Hansen, and then Johnston. We've mentioned the absence of Dalglish. One ought to just say, too, that Gordon Cowans is out for the season. On by With. This is Kennedy. And Kennedy beats Williams. He's got Rush inside him, and Robinson is further over. Coming from midfield, there were two others, but Gibson got a foot to it. Neal, Johnston, Souness. Johnston still there, so is Neal, and so is Souness. Just under 10 minutes left in the first half. Just a final word about those two injured players. Kenny Dalglish hoping to watch next Wednesday's game against Sheffield Wednesday. It'll be his first game back at Anfield as a spectator since his injury. And Gordon Cowans still in plaster and no chance of playing this season. Hansen, Lawrenson, Evans. Souness to Kennedy. Header by Bremner. Kirbishley. That was a nice piece of play, and Gary Shaw on the chase. Hansen in no danger. Bremner won that against Rush. Then got tangled up with Williams. Mortimer. And McMahon's gone through the middle. There was an offside flag up anyway, but look at Liverpool breaking here with four players. Lee to Robinson. Phil Neal can follow up. There are still five forward with him. Peter With was back defending, not terribly well. Souness appeals for handball there. Robinson turned to the referee, who didn't respond. Touch of the bagatelles in the penalty area. It was ricocheting from one player to another after a rather poor defensive header by Peter With. Lawrenson forward. With back to Rush, rather, back to Johnston. Lee. And forward by Gibson. There's Souness. Rush going down the right. But that might have worked another day. The conditions are perhaps interrupting classy moves which you might expect to come off. Gibson's made a good run though for Villa. He'll have to check. He's offside at the moment. but Rideout wasn't. And that was Kennedy going across with him. Peter With unable to cut off the pass back. Neil. Aston Villa leading by 1-0, scored by Mortimer after a quarter of an hour. And the best chance at the other end missed by Rush. There he is again. Nickel forward there for Liverpool. And Villa, oh, Robinson! Well, by the time he got past Spink, the angle was impossible. But Aston Villa putting themselves in difficulty of their own making. Michael Robinson taking it in his stride to go round Spink, but by then he couldn't get the ball into the goal. Here's Kerbishley. Bremner. Offside. Aston Villa with a very good home record this season in the league, beaten only once here in a First Division match, and that was by Arsenal, 6-2 remarkably. And they lead tonight 1-0, Villa. This is McMahon. Or it was, Nickel, and offside against Robinson. Five minutes left in the first half. With Rideout. McMahon, Williams, Kerbishley on this side as well, back into Williams from him. Away by Lawrenson, it's 2 against 2 here. Evans won it. Kerbishley. Phil Neal. Evans. Had some great battles in the past, these two clubs, and this so far a tight match. Aston Villa with the lead, but Liverpool have possibly made the best 2 openings since then. Nickel, Johnston, and McMahon getting into trouble, so was Bremner, and Johnston's cross to Rush, Robinson getting on the end of it, possibly. Villa have got a chance here to break, because the clearance by Gary Shaw found Kerbishley, and he in turn was looking for Rideout. Johnston on for Kennedy. Nickel making a run from midfield. This forward by Williams. This is Lawrenson. And Rush will chase that. Bremner's header. Nicol, Souness, Neil running from right back. Right out trying to go with him. And Neil gives it to Gibson. And now right out. And with challenged by Lawrenson. Just under 2 minutes left in the first half here at Villa Park. Aston Villa lead 1-0 against Liverpool. Here's Hansen. Souness now on the left wing. Johnston's made a run across. There are still 3 waiting to come in from the far side for Liverpool. Hansen this is. Bremner's header away. Gary Shaw hoping to collect, but Sammy Lee went to the ball better. Here's Hansen. Souness. Hansen. And Johnston cuts with a chance of a shot. Time to line it up. Well, we didn't see the trainers in that first half, so there was no stoppage time. And Dennis Mortimer's goal separates the two teams. Well taken in the 16th minute. Aston Villa, who made the better start, but then when Liverpool came back, Ian Rush missed what for him was a very presentable chance, which could so easily have made it 1-1. And after that, the play was pretty evenly shared. Liverpool, if anything, had rather more possession. But at half-time, the Villa supporters pleased to see their side in a 1-0 lead.
Getting inside that ring is the loneliest place in the world.
Before being banged up for dangerous driving, Nassim was the prince of the ring.
Time to work! I think he's the best featherweight of all time.
Join him as he takes on the fight of his life.
I want Barrera next. I'm going to knock him out. And I'm going to make history. Antonio!
Nassim, Little Prince, big fight.
Sunday at 10 on ESPN Classic.
Which reality star had a bust up at a party? Find out in this week's Star Mag.
The new 7-seat Citroën C4 Picasso. The Visio Space. Just imagine what Citroën can do for you.
There's no need to be superstitious when you have Hiscox Home Insurance. Nearly half the claims we pay would not have been covered by a standard insurance policy. Hiscox. Extraordinary cover.
All these old designer handbags.
You should sell them on eBay.
Yes, I'll buy them.
Really? And this red velvet jacket.
Perfect. I'll bid.
As for this feather boa.
Love it.
Nice wardrobe.
Hello?
Take a short break at Centre Parks. Call 08705 200 202 for your free DVD and brochure or visit centreparks.co.uk.
They surf.
They dance. They drive. These aren't your average animals. What's up? Barnyard on DVD now.
Welcome to the Brain Warehouse. We provide new brains, cure and independence.
You a puker? Hey? You know about the new spew stopper?
No, I'm all right, mate.
Ah, the Freak Out Free X50. You know, before these came out, you lost it on weed and phew, that was it. Imagine that.
You want it installed?
With stronger strains than ever before, the more you mess with cannabis, the more it could mess with your mind. If you'd like to find out more, talk to Frank.
Stuck in a dead-end job. The average salary for a job in IT is over £37,000. If you're interested in a career in IT, simply text IT to 88800 or call Advent on 0500 111 600. Advent Computer Training. Wake up to a brighter future.
I think mortgages can be simplified. I think the jargon could be clearer. I think they should be free to start and free to leave. I think they should be flexible. In fact, I think only the best bit, like a low rate, should be in a mortgage. It's nice to know there's a place that thinks the same way as I do about mortgages.
ING Direct. It's your money. Call or go online for a flexible mortgage.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, love. Hey, hey.
Which actress is skinnier than ever? Find out in this week's Star Mag.
There's Gary Shaw. And here's Ian Rush. Another chance for him. Williams couldn't get to him. And that's 1-1. After 15 seconds of the second half, just when Liverpool wanted a goal, it came before the crowd had really settled down. Ian Rush from the long pass, running on. And as Gary Williams tried to get to him, Nigel Spink was out. But the ball is in the back of the net. And Rush will be pleased about that after his miss in the first half. So Liverpool equalise before Villa had time to catch their breath from the kickoff. Typical Liverpool, just when the opposition's guard is down, they're back in it. Mortimer. And Mortimer! Well, it was nearly 2-1. Dennis Mortimer following up the attack again. The back heel was a good one from With, and the shot just too high. So 1-1, and a good second half in prospect here now. Just can't seem to do anything wrong, Ian Rush, when he gets into those positions. And if he threatened to do something wrong in the first half, he's certainly made up for it now. His consistency is quite remarkable. Here's Nicol. Williams. Also bears out the point Bobby Charlton was making, the long ball forward again. Shaw. And With is coming in on this to knock it back in. And two deflections come to nothing. Peter With unselfishly trying to get it back inside for Mortimer. This is Williams. Neil forward this time. Here's Kennedy. Free kick given. Here's Mortimer. And against the roof of the stand by Phil Neal. It was Johnston's touch, but it's Shaw who's battling back. Here's Mortimer, and on again, onside, Gary Shaw, but Grobler had plenty of time there. This is Lawrenson. Liverpool have got their game together again now. Here's Johnston. Souness. Looking for Nicol. Robinson. And Souness was still forward. And Spink made a fine save there. Bremner just turning it round. It was Souness with the shot. That was a good effort from a difficult angle. Had time to line it up, mind you. And Spink going to his left, turned it. And on the corner, Spink has to come again. Throw to be taken by Nicol. Here's Rush. Oh, and Nicol followed through there, and it took Kirbishley to stop him, and the shot going right across from Ian Rush and ending up as a throw-in on the other side. Aston Villa just debating what went wrong there defensively, but sorted it out now. Holt End may be unaware of it because he's not one of their players, but Ian Rush has reached a milestone there with that goal early in the second half. It was his 25th of the season for Liverpool. Fine total. There he is again. And here's Kirbishley. Just doing some quick mathematics on Rush. Making about 86 goals now for him in 2.5 seasons for Liverpool. That's incredible consistency. He's top 30 the last 2 seasons. Free kick given. The only statistics that Liverpool are concerned about currently are the Canon League positions, and draw here might satisfy them, although they have had the greatest share of play, and it's still wide open. Here's Kirbishley, and that's wide open too. McMahon was the player making the run. Villa still believe that their best chance, obviously, is to catch Liverpool square. Johnston. Now Alan Hansen taking the chance to get forward. Kennedy's also moved up from left back, but that won't find him.
As the game goes into the last quarter, it's interesting to see how they view this 3 points for a win and 1 for a draw. Both sides at the moment desperately needing the 3 points for Europe and for the Championship, and would feel disappointed, I think, with 1. But they've got to beat the conditions, and they've got to beat their opponents to make the evening really pay off.
Well, trying to do that now. Steve McMahon, but straight to Phil Neal. And Souness trying to feed it through to Craig Johnston. Defenders, generally speaking, have been on top. There's no question about that. They've taken great care in these conditions, and it's a question now that anyone can break down the respective back fours. Here's Neal coming forward. And Liverpool have got a player over here in this attack. This is Souness. And Nicol is the man coming in for the header. And Rush was on the far side. Oh, what a tremendous shot. Well, they had a player over, and it was Ian Rush. And he has scored his 2nd goal of the match, and just watch this. Steve Nicol got a flick. Ian Rush on the volley, left foot, far corner, brilliant goal. See it from a different angle. Nicol got up to flick it on, and Aston Villa had lost their bearings a bit in defence, but don't blame anybody for that. Just congratulate the man who has now scored 26 goals for his club this season. A fabulous finish by Ian Rush makes it 2-1 to Liverpool in the 71st minute. So Rush, a scorer on this ground for the 3rd consecutive season, and he won't have put a better one away than that, either here, I should think, or anywhere else. And Mortimer making the run. Phil Neal, the defender, and he was in charge. And the whistle's gone. Was that a goal of the month candidate, Jimmy? Or is that an understatement?
Well, I think it is. We're not allowed to choose, of course, at the moment. There could be anything happen, but I'm waiting to see the smile on Bobby Charlton's face when he sees that one after the match is over, which I'm sure we should do. It really was reminiscent of him at his very best. Not only is Rush a fast player, my goodness, but he shows he's got other accomplishments too. A magnificent volley in every respect. And what I liked as well was Graham Souness, when he had the chance to cross that ball. They're just getting into the attack now.
Kennedy forward, and Bremner likewise.
I was just saying, when the ball went to Graham Souness on the right, you know he's such an accomplished kicker of the ball that he was going to put over just the right sort of cross. Nicol did his stuff. It left half an opportunity, and it's a goal that we're going to remember for a long, long time on a cold night, but a warm goal.
Here's Craig Johnston as Liverpool seek to increase their lead. And I must say they deserve it on the play. The second half statistics, which I'll mention in a moment, reflect just how much in command Liverpool have been. They've had 7 goal attempts to Villa's 2 in the second half alone. Robinson. There are 15 minutes left and Liverpool wonder if they're on their way to their 3rd win here in consecutive seasons. Here's Sammy Lee. He's got 3 others up with him. Robinson's let the ball run, waiting for Nicol to come in behind. And it was Kerbishley who stretched his goalkeeper. That's Rush on the chase. And again, Liverpool feed an extra man into the attack at a telling moment. And Michael Robinson had the shot, and Nigel Spink made the save. Good effort by Robinson. It's a corner to Liverpool, to be taken by Lee. Short for Robinson. Back again to Lee. Neil. Johnston. Now it's 4 Liverpool players lining up in the centre. Phil Neal with the flick. Craig Johnston with the run. Was he fouled by Gary Williams? One would have thought not, and the referee shook his head. Craig Johnston, who's had a nice run in the side. He's played in the previous 10 matches. By drawing here, Liverpool would have made sure they stayed top this weekend, but by winning here, if they do win, then that really does put the onus back on Manchester United. Here's McMahon. Kerbishley, McMahon again. Mortimer well forward. Little push in the back, said the referee, by Alan Hansen. .11 minutes to go, so an opportunity perhaps here for Aston Villa. Gibson has gone across to join the posse of players around the ball. Alan Evans and Dennis Mortimer are also there. And Gibson strikes the wall. Player following up was Kerbishley with the overhead kick. Gary Shaw's in there trying to get a shot, volleyed away by Sammy Lee. Michael Robinson trying to hold it up. Ten minutes to go here at Villa Park in this First Division game. Aston Villa 1, Liverpool 2. Mortimer scored for Aston Villa in the first half. Ian Rush has scored both Liverpool's goals in the second half. Here's Steve Nicol. Oh, and he's hovering again. There is Rush. Well, I say, the man just can't be stopped. It's a hat-trick. This time, Steve Nicol supplies the pass. Rush gets behind the defence, lobs the ball over goalkeeper Nigel Spink, and the goal machine produces another hat-trick. This is number 27 this season for Ian Rush, and with 9 minutes to go, it makes the score Aston Villa 1, Liverpool 3, and surely emphasises Liverpool's superiority in this match, and indeed in the First Division table. Well, he surely is the most consistent First Division goal scorer in the short time he's had in that division since Jimmy Greaves. His output is astounding. And there he goes again. Villa now with 2 goals to make up in the last 8 minutes. And against Liverpool, that takes some doing. This fixture over the years has produced its share of goals. Indeed, the last 7 times they've met in the league here, these clubs, they've produced 28. So an average of 4 a match has been nicely matched by tonight's performance. Right out. And it's a lucky ground for Liverpool, there's no doubt about that. They appear to be on their way to their 8th victory in 12 league visits. Well, earlier this season, Rush got 5 in a match against Luton. And when you see him in this mood, you just wonder whether there is any team that can stop him. Here's Lee. It's also worth making the point, Rush was involved in a car crash last weekend on Saturday night. His girlfriend was injured, he escaped unhurt, was shaken up. Doesn't seem to have affected his football. Just under 7 minutes to go. It's all Liverpool now. Souness to Rush. Indeed, he was saying how fortunate he was, Ian Rush, to escape from that accident without damaging himself. So even though Liverpool don't have Dalglish, they're still a formidable side. Johnston running on this time. Aston Villa have been pinned back for almost the entire second half. And Robinson trying to get a touch at the near post. And I must say, from an Aston Villa point of view, this is a disappointing performance, because although they're playing the league leaders, their chairman's had some fairly strong things to say recently about the results he expects. And in front of their own supporters here, they're being, certainly in the second half, outplayed by Liverpool. So not a happy night for Tony Barton, the Aston Villa manager there in the raincoat in the centre, or his assistant there, Roy McLaren, to the right as we look. Evans with the back header, and I think the defence would have been disappointed in the way Rush was allowed that 3rd goal. Flags up, the ball was out of play. As Hansen, Liverpool have looked untroubled at the back in the second half. In fact, their worst spell, Liverpool, was the first 10 minutes. Well, indeed, the point up to when Mortimer scored. After that, they just shut the gates and wiped out the lead and proceeded to take over in typical Liverpool style. Style that's won them the championship for the last 2 years. Are they going to go on and complete the hat-trick, which in the past only Arsenal and Huddersfield have achieved, and those were both pre-war. 4 minutes left then at Villa Park. Aston Villa 1, Liverpool 3. All the goals for Liverpool scored by Ian Rush. Here's Souness. And also very familiar Liverpool style to come back from a poor result, the one against Wolves last Saturday, to achieve 2 good ones away from home in the next few days. That's Evans, did the safest thing. And that's McMahon trying to keep his feet against Steve Nicol. I must say it's been a good-tempered match. There's been no ill feeling between the players, and the referee, who's kept it going nicely, would probably agree that it's been a comfortable match to handle. Shaw. Forward by Hansen. I should think the watching Benfica coach will have learned 1 or 2 things tonight, and I should think it's probably put some fear into him, seeing how Liverpool have taken over away from home here. Just a couple of minutes left. Here's McMahon. Quite a few Villa fans streaming out of the ground now. And if it has been a test of character on this surface, it's Liverpool's that shone through. Here's McMahon though for Villa. Offside flag was up. The referee has no need to stop the play. Good acknowledgement to the linesman, and on we go. Souness looking for Robinson. Nice to see the advantage played like that. This is the last minute of normal time. Dennis Mortimer, the furthest player forward for Aston Villa. Gary Shaw, who's hardly been in the match, couldn't get to that. Liverpool, a team for all conditions. Sammy Lee makes the run. It may be the last minute of the match, but he's tireless. Bremner and Villa have got players on the fringe of the Liverpool line here, hoping to break through. With is up there, and that's the end of a very comprehensive Liverpool performance, one which confirms their position at the head of the First Division and confirms that Ian Rush is the most prolific goal scorer around at the moment. Tony Barton looks disappointed, and well he might. His team, after taking an early lead, were outclassed in the second half. Ian Rush got a hat-trick. Mortimer scored for Aston Villa. The final score at Villa Park: Villa 1, Liverpool 3.